from a process standpoint and from a delivery standpoint. Both we have standardized tools that we use. We have tools that is leveraged globally, which makes sure that we are performing to the best, and we are meeting our standards and the expectations of our client globally.
Yes, that's a vision, as you said. That's a vision, and we strongly drive forward to it, and we want to really achieve it in a more methodical manner. And I think we are successful so far, and we'll continue on that path.
Absolutely.
Now, moving on to the awards section, this is something that we are just throwing in out of many awards, because this is something that we are really proud of. We won the 2009 Pinnacle Award from SAP. This just goes to show out the amount of association that we have with SAP, and the amount of help that we tend to provide SAP to come up with better products. And then that takes us to the conclusion of this session, and I'm open to any questions that you may have.
And I think we have quite a bit of those. I definitely see a lot of interest in HANA, questions around HANA. So there's more than one question coming around from Amit and from Mayur on, what are our expert comments on HANA, and do you think this is going to replace BIA?
Well, I don't know whether this session is supposed to be handling HANA questions, but just to give you certain insights, the way we look at it is BIA as a product is a prequel to HANA, because it definitely encompasses certain aspects of HANA within itself. So the replacement will definitely come, but that's not in the near future. We are probably looking at some sort of HANA taking over the entire BIA space, probably sometime in 2014-15 probably. But as of now, BIA stays, and HANA needs to mature. 1.0 is not for BW. If that is the concern, 1.0 is definitely not for BW. That's an SAP statement, although it can provide, but it is not going to replace any functionality or add extra component, use to it. So we'll have to probably wait for another 2 more years to actually see how HANA matures in 2.0.
Absolutely. Moving on to the next one, I have one from Kannan. When we have crystal reports, do we need Explorer? Are we still saying Business Explorer will be used?
No, it really depends on which part of, what is the purpose. Crystal reports is a purely, a highly formatted tool set. Then in your Explorer, if he is talking about Business Explorer, then Crystal Reports is definitely going to replace the report designer. So, why not start using it right now? That's my question. But the client is very adamant about using report designers. We have certain clients within Accenture as well. Then I think client's requirement is given the highest priority.
Yep, and I think it's more of a client requirement.
Oh yes, definitely. That choice is something that I think the client has a right to take a decision. From our end, we can probably propose crystal reports. That's all.
On the same lines, the question from Abhishek is there any advantage of using crystal reports over Webby reports?
Crystal reports on top of Webby reports. Abhishek, crystal reports are primarily used for a totally different purpose altogether. You cannot replace a Webby report in a crystal report. Largely because when you're using Webby reports, it's predominantly in an area where you can manipulate data. The end user gets into the Webby report finally, and he wants to do certain math, he wants to do certain calculations, slice and dice. That's what your Webby report is already used for. But whereas your crystal reports, the purpose is totally different. So he just wants to look at the report in a proper, more organized manner. So from that perspective, since the usage are totally different, I don't think we should be comparing both of their usages. So whenever you want the end user to, do a lot of calculations, please stick with Webby. when you want the end user not to slice and dice and he wants a perfectly, organized report, then we'll stick with Crystal.
Another question I have related to BobJ again is from Gaurav. Similar to how we can execute 10 or 12 different queries, so we embed the BEX queries within a workbook and we are able to refresh them in parallel. Does BobJ have similar features?
Oh yes, your Webby has it. Your Webby definitely has it. I don't know about 10 to 12 because the maximum I have tried out practically is about 6 queries which worked. So I think the multiple query working functionality is definitely on with Webby.
I think we're seeing more questions on BobJ, so we know where the strength is. A question from Samiksha is, can we have dashboards directly connecting with Universe and data marts?
Well, universes are predominantly used in terms of Accenture. We use universes to create our dashboards, but I'm yet to find a scenario wherein dashboards are actually, there is a need for us to convert a dashboard into a universe, really, practically speaking.
Right.
So I think that scenario is very, highly imaginative, I would say. So, but the other way is definitely on.
Here's a nice question from Rajendra Narayan. We said both BI and business objects are warehousing tools. So what's the advantage of using both BI and BobJ?
I think I kind of answered that question some time ago, wherein when we say we are integrating BobJ with BW, please understand that BobJ comes up with a suite of tools, and we handpick few certain reporting tools to come and work as an add-on to BW's reporting capability. So from that perspective, we are not literally making use of the data warehousing capability of BobJ. So, so if that is the conception, we just try and understand that we're just pre-selecting certain tools and we're just leveraging the reporting part of BobJ.
Okay. I do have another question from Mayur. Does BobJ support dynamic reporting feature?
Depends on what you define by dynamic, Mayur, but from my knowledge of usage of Live Office and then a few other features associated with Accenture, some amount of dynamism is already there. Jumping query concept, those sorts of dynamics are available. In terms of data refresh, there is a lot of dynamics. So I think we can safely say that BobJ provides some dynamism.
Okay, there's quite a bit of questions flowing in, so that's good. The next one is from Abhishek. Can you explain what's the actual use of a write optimized DSO? And if reporting can be done on a DSO?
Okay. Reporting can be done on a DSO because a lot of standard reports on top of DSO exist. More at an operational level, more granularity if required, we have to go to the DSO. For instance, if you want to do a reporting based on all sales order, you have no other option. Apart from that, just to answer the first question of what is right optimized DSO, it's going a bit technical, but I'm supposed to be an expert, so let me just answer that. There is a standard DSO which comes up with 3 tables in order to handle the delta capability: your active, your new, and your change log. Now, imagine a situation that is the DSO on which you load the data and you go ahead and activate them. Now, a right optimized DSO is that DSO wherein you have only active table. Whatever you load goes and sits into active table directly. And what it does is it relieves you of the time that is required to actually go ahead and activate your request. Now, that is used for cases wherein a full load is required. Now, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, and it is also used for disjoining certain data flows at an appropriate level if you want to segregate delta flow.
Well, I think that kind of answers this question, not going too much into the technical
I think
detail of it.
more we go in, I think it will go far deeper into the BW area.
Exactly. The next question is from Prasad on licensing requirements. Do you know if additional licensing requirements are required for BobJ if someone already has an SAP BI?
Well,
license?
definitely. I think there is a separate licensing requirement for the enterprise server in itself. And then depending on the tools that you choose for BobJ, your licensing varies there as well. I think the only thing that we have free is Business Explorer, which comes as part of BW. But when you get into BobJ area, I think licensing definitely is needed.
Okay. The next question is from Neelima Reddy. What type of growth can I expect in your company, and if I got an opportunity in your company?
Well, you can become me. This is a fabulous company. The kind of opportunities available are twofold. You've got a couple of tracks. One is a technology track, and then the other one is the project management track. It really depends on which area you want to choose and you want to excel, and then opportunities are always available for people in Accenture.
If I think Prasad rightly put it, so you control your career here at Accenture, so the choice is yours, what path you take, be it a specialist in a technology, in a specific technology, versus are you more the PP person wanting to go with a project management path. And we also have the Innovations Lab, where we have resources also doing a lot of R&D work itself. We have seen a lot of growth in that area, and also the usage of the tools for us as Accenture when we go to the client, when we are using the tools that's built out of the Innovation Lab.
Absolutely.
All right. Do we see more questions coming in? Let me take a quick look. I think there's quite a bit of questions flowing in there. I think we already talked about the repeated questions about BobJ support dynamic reporting features. So I think we have already talked quite a bit of it. So there's one from Arun. What are the different packaging options available from SAP, wherein some of the key tools are bundled together? So I think he's referring to Edge here.
Oh, he's talking about Edge. Edge predominantly is, when they talk about Edge, it's predominantly for middle business, small, medium business, and then it's not for enterprise-wide. So it really depends on what combination of Edge you really want to bundle. So that's actually an open question, and it really depends on which part of the tool set that you want to leverage, which matters.
Okay. I hope that answers the question. The next one is from Manna. So why is SAP offering so many types of reporting tools?
Well, SAP in itself predominantly has just provided Business Explorer as the earlier reporting tool, and there is a lot of fundamental reasons why they really wanted to do it that way. But while they were concentrating on that area, the end users' focus got shifted a little bit, and then they wanted to, the end user got used to more of these jazzy reporting styles, and then they already had the option of either upgrading, or they wanted to acquire different companies which provided these reporting capabilities, and that is the reason primarily why they went ahead and acquired all of these companies. Now there is a dilemma there, wherein they already have a product, and then they have acquired a new product. The acquired product is still being used by others, and their own product is being used by others. So they are just waiting for a time wherein they can safely, roll out and deface certain products, and then make it in a more smoother manner. So we are in that transition period, and that is what is actually giving you the feeling as though a lot of reporting tools are actually being provided to you. It's a bit confusing, but I think There is an easy way through that.
The next one is from